And good morning, you guys. Welcome up to the Focus Up Show. My name is Mr. JC. At the bottom is my man, Mr. Walt. At the top over there is my man, Mr. Floyd X. Good morning, gentlemen, doing this morning.
Top of the morning to you, brother. Doing all right. How you feeling this morning?
Cannot complain. Cannot complain. Another beautiful week we made it through. Happy to
Yes,
see
sir.
this morning to wake up and see the sunlight. How about you,
Yes.
Mr. Walt? How you doing this morning?
Can't hear you.
I can't
Can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
Can't hear you.
No.
See, this is why we get on before we go live, so we
Yes.
ain't got technical difficulties with these 99-cent headphones you be buying, my brother. Oh, um,
Hit the
but
mute button. Look like you're muted right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
there,
can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Is it echoing?
I don't hear no echo right now.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
He said no.
How, how you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I hope I don't have no technical difficulties, man. I don't know
No,
what's
you
going
good.
on with my
You good. It
computer.
was a mute. You just didn't have a mute. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out, to our sponsors out there, the Bread Torn. Um, appreciate your support. The homies way out there, Car Club. Appreciate you guys for looking in, tuning in to us. Tunnel Vision. Um, appreciate your support out there. Continue to support us. We much appreciate it. And Wukusu, Wake Up, Clean Up, Stand Up. Y'all
Yes,
check that website out. Appreciate y'all out there to support this podcast this morning. And Black August Studios out there. We appreciate you guys too for tuning in. But by the way, gentlemen, I just wanted to say, good seeing you guys this Saturday morning.
sir. Hey, excuse me, but somebody got some noise in the background.
Not me.
They doing some work outside, fellas. I don't
Okay.
know how I'm gonna get
Okay.
around
Okay.
it.
You under control. Understand that. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, my boy
Yeah,
in the city. He in the city.
Okay.
yeah. Sorry
All
about
right.
that, fellas.
Today's a special show. We got a special guest coming up today. It's
The
Jessica
lovely
Watt.
Jessica Washington.
Yes, sir. She's gonna be
Hmm.
talking to us about finances with our youth and different other topics. She's gonna touch on some other topics with us, and we're gonna chop it up for 1 hour. How about you just mute yours, JC, and just when you want to talk, click it on.
Copy that.
Yes,
Copy that.
sir. All right. So we're gonna be addressing some topics, and let me go ahead and give her a proper introduction. We have Miss Jessica Washington. She holds a degree in accounting and business management and entrepreneurship at Georgia State University, as well as certifications as a financial education instructor, entrepreneur center manager, and business model canvas instructor. Jessica Washington believes in crushing the wealth gap by empowering young adults to take control of their financial futures. Ms. Washington has an extensive career as a financial educator, working with several national nonprofit organizations. She has supported more than 27,000 youth over the course of her career, educating on personal financial management, creating workshops, writing curriculum, and consulting youth startups. Jessica currently serves as the director of financial literacy with R&B singer Usher's New Look Foundation. Let us welcome Miss Jessica Washington to our show. Bring you on. Good morning, sister. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys just fine. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yay.
Hey,
It's
Good morning.
great.
Good morning.
Great to have you on our show. Look forward to the productive information that you're going to be providing us today. And let's get it started.
No pressure. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Right? So let's start off with the let's see. Let's go ahead and tell us about yourself or what you would like us to know.
Tell me. Okay. Goodness gracious. Well, you read my bio,
Yeah.
which is kind of boring, but basically, I've been educating people on finance since I started learning about it myself. I'd like to tell people everybody has a money story, meaning like what was your relationship with money? What did you know about money when you were younger? When did you realize you were broke? Like at what age were you? And then what did you do about it?
Yeah.
How are you living now? So everybody has a money story, even 12-year-olds. People of all ages have a money story. So my money story is that I grew up thinking I was very rich because of the house that I lived in and the fact that I had my mom and dad and they both went to work and we had everything I could ever dream of. I didn't realize that there was more that I wanted, but I just always assumed that we were just very wealthy. And it wasn't until my teenage years when I realized that my parents were juggling a lot of credit debt. Um, and we went through some struggles as a family financially. We had to go through some really hard times for a little while there. And then I became a single mom, which Marlon doesn't like me to mention. He says it was only a couple of years, but it was long enough for me to say, I was a single mom for like 4 years. And I realized then that I didn't know anything about money. And even though my parents had given me a very comfortable childhood and lifestyle, I didn't know anything about money. And as a mom, I had to figure it out. And I figured it out for like more than a decade. I just played whatever, I guess what everyone does. You're supposed to be an adult. You're supposed to be able to make all the right financial decisions, but you really have no clue what you're doing. And so I did that. I played with my finances. And then I had a really tremendous opportunity after being a business owner for about 10 years. I closed my business and decided I really wanted to do something completely different. And I wanted to take a more purposeful approach at my finances and the life that I was living and the life that I was giving, meaning to my kids and my family. And so I changed and I started working for a nonprofit, Operation Hope, which is the largest financial literacy educator nonprofit in the world. And I had an opportunity to educate kids. I was the youth program manager, and I was teaching kids things that I had never learned. No one had ever, I had learned about it as an adult by mistakes, but no one had ever sat down and said, this is what you do at the bank.
That's
Or
right.
this is how a credit score is created, or this is what it means to save, and this is what compound interest means. No one had ever heard it like that.
Man.
Well, you
So,
know what?
man,
We have learned about it in school. I know, like that stuff, like you're mentioning there right now. They do talk about it in school, but they don't go into depth to where it just sinks in because, like in business math and stuff like that, they do talk of those things. They did speak of those, but yeah. Continue on.
I'm gonna tell you, Jaywalk, I'm gonna say that they introduce you to those things, but really teaching it, like living it, no, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
'Cause I have no recollection of ever hearing the word compound interest throughout my high school life. Never heard that till after high school.
Who knew? And
Yep.
that is literally when you were supposed to start,
Yep.
because the secret to wealth building is time.
Man.
So so that I started working with this organization. I was in charge of my role was to learn the curriculum and then train adults to teach children.
Yeah.
And so because I had to know the information inside and out, I couldn't help but live it. I couldn't help but my life was changing every day. And I mean, you should have seen us at the dinner table. I'll be like, guess what I learned today? Did you guys know? And the kids were like, okay, mom, okay. They weren't ready for it. But my life just took a complete turn and I never looked back. And I stopped working for that organization. Yeah. And had this great opportunity to work for Usher's New Look. And Usher's New Look, as amazing as Usher is and his organization is amazing, they weren't teaching kids about money in great lengths.
Okay.
And so they called me and asked me to come write the lessons. So after doing, what I did for Operation Hope all those years, I was able to really write and create lessons that I knew the kids needed to learn and do it in a language that they could understand.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
So you hold workshops with the youth and teaching them about finances.
Like, oh my gosh, I do workshops. I do monthly scholarship workshops. I have curriculum that I teach and train. My favorite thing is I train college students to teach high school students.
Wow, that's nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
that's
talk
been
about
it.
that.
Man, it's the
Hey,
best
my
part.
old,
The best
my
part.
old buddy's in college right now, so let's
Right.
hear a little bit about that.
I
Nice.
mean,
How do you articulate that to a which is a kid teaching a kid?
yeah,
That's
it's
basically what that is.
it is. It's called peer-led training, and it
Mm,
is dynamic
Wow.
because I'm an old lady. And when I talk to people about money, when the kids are looking at me like, of course, Miss Jessica, of course you get it. You're old now, like. But when a college student says, I'm struggling with credit, and this is what they did to me yesterday, and this is what I know now today, and this is what I'm teaching you, they just they respect that. There's a different vibe. There's a different sense of connection that they have, and really what's been amazing is watching the college students' lives change, because my college students now, they all have checking accounts, savings accounts, online savings accounts. They're investing in mutual funds. If their jobs provide a 401k, they're maxing out on their contributions. Their credit scores are 750 and above. Just like
Wow.
they are killing it. They're
Nice.
killing it, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
How long is the program that you teach?
Well, Usher's New Look is a 10-year comprehensive program. So we recruit students in the 9th grade, and then we take them all the way through their first 5 years after high school through college. So, but the youth participate in any time, really. And a lot of what I do is open to the public.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not a hidden secret. You don't have to pay a whole bunch of fees. You don't have to be part of this secret club. A lot of the stuff I do is just open.
Can you say it one more time for the public?
The best way for them to find out is when I'm doing something is to follow Usher's New Look on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. They post everything that I do right there. In LinkedIn, Usher's New Look, all one word. Y'all know how to spell Usher. Usher's New Look, right? USHER. I'll put it in the
never
chat.
heard of him.
In the chat.
No, I'm just kidding. Just
Is that
kidding.
Okay.
Is that it right there? That's just new look, just like that, or
One
Yep.
word.
okay,
One word, yeah.
cool,
All right.
Yeah.
cool.
So
Okay.
I had a question. How old were you when you realized that you were financially doing bad?
Oh. Honestly, I'm going to say maybe late, like 28, 29.
And what was it that made you realize that?
I realized that I didn't have the things that I should have. Like, you know how and it was beyond like, okay, I bought my house. We bought the house when I was like 23, 24. So, okay, I have a house. I'm married. We both have good jobs. We had 401ks. So even though I didn't know a lot about money, I thought we were good. What I didn't realize is how important my credit score was. And I realized that my life was really expensive. And so when it was meaning when you have poor credit, you pay more for everything and you don't even realize it.
Yep, that's the truth.
Everything. I mean, deposits turning utilities on, your credit card interest rate, your mortgage interest rate if it adjusts, your car insurance. That's based on your credit score. There's so many things. So I didn't realize that we were wasting money because my credit score was poor. And I thought, oh, I'm making these minimum payments on my credit card, so I must be okay. And didn't realize that carrying a balance on my credit card was screwing up my credit score.
Okay. Man.
So
I
when
mean,
I wanted to do bigger things. When I was like 29, 30, it was time for me to, okay, my kid, the boys were growing up. Alicia wasn't around yet, but the boys were growing. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to like take vacations and buy a nicer car and start my business. And I couldn't because my credit score was messed up. And I was like, wait, I've been doing it all wrong all this time.
that's something that we as blacks, I mean, not just we as black people, but younger people and people, a lot of people don't know and don't understand the credit, because I got family, they figured that out younger, but a lot of the older generation never taught that, because we got a lot of family who got it together as far as credit, and like, you're not putting nothing in that name. You know how when you're young, you're like, can you get this in in your name for me? And they're like, nope, nope, no, because they done figured it out. And like, and I'm not even ashamed to say this is something that I'm kind of just working out right now, that I'm figuring out right now. And that's just how it is. Like, a lot of times we don't share that wisdom to the youth. But and a lot of times it's hard to receive it when you're a youth. Because I remember when I was a kid, I freaking I was in the Navy. I just was running up credit lines like, oh, this is free money, it's free stuff I'm getting. I'm buying all kind of video cameras, whatever. So, but that's why it's such a beautiful thing that you're doing. Because a lot of, especially with the youth, you gotta start there.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, and one of the workshops I do is with parents, how to talk to your kids about money. And a lot of parents are not comfortable talking to their kids about money because their money's jacked up.
Yep.
And so they don't want to share the struggle.
That horn, where that horn at?
I mean,
Wake up, stand up, clean up, brother.
There you go.
That's the truth, man.
That's part of it. And then you are so right, Jaywalk. I tried to break this stuff down to my kids as I was learning it, right? And they weren't feeling it. But I will remember Derek, when he was in college, I think he was getting ready to graduate. No, it was before that. Probably halfway through college. He was like, Mom, remember all that stuff that you were talking to me about money? Can you teach it to me again? Because it was like, now he was realizing, wait, I need that information. Like, when I was trying to teach it to him, it wasn't really making sense, or he didn't need it yet. And then as soon as he needed it, he was like, okay, walk me through this one more time. And that boy, let me tell you, he followed every step. And that kid is, y'all already know, credit, money, wealth, finance. He's completely thriving now. But it was like I had to teach it all over again, to him. So, and now he's taking it. He's doing his own thing now. He don't even need me no more.
Ask young Derek a question. I need to borrow like $20.
Right. He'll probably say no.
Right.
He's got big dreams, So
Yeah.
He's
So
got to get goals.
I had another question. So what do you tell a family member that wants to borrow, not money, but borrow your credit to make a purchase?
Yeah.
And they know you have the money, but you tell them no at the same time, that you can't do it.
Absolutely. That's like the worst thing that you can do is co-sign for somebody.
Wow.
That's the worst thing, because you are financially responsible for that person's debt. And so the question is, if you can't get this on your own, then you want me to assume that you're going to pay me back? I mean, credit is credit. So if the credit companies don't trust you, why should I trust you with my credit that I've worked really hard to build? Man. There's got to be another way. It might be, I'll help you save money. I'll help you put some money aside. Or, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. You can add somebody as an authorized user to your credit. Like if you have a credit card that you are really thriving with, is doing really well, you can add them as an authorized user, and so that they can start building up some positive credit. Now, they don't give them the card. They can't use the card, right? But they're an authorized user. So on paper, they have your good credit for that credit card, but you're not giving them access to the money. It'll take a few months for it to, affect their credit report and their credit score and their credit reputation. But that could be one way that you help benefit somebody. without taking on the debt. Don't take on somebody else's debt. Don't take on somebody else's poor habits. If they can't pay the creditors back, they're not going to pay you back. And they're not going to care. They're going to be like, oh, Jessica co-signed, so she'll take care of it.
Yeah, I did that. I did that same thing with my daughter. I gave her, but I made the mistake. I gave her the card, and I sat there. I said, "Use this for emergency purposes." She said, "Oh, I was hungry, so I had to go to McDonald's." I said, "Hey, I need that card back."
She's an authorized user on one of my cards, and the card is in the safe. She doesn't use it. I told her, when you start working again and I see you doing your budget, because she's not working right now because, school is too demanding. So I was like, when I know that you have regular income and you're doing your monthly budget again, like you were doing when you were working, then you can have access to the card. But right now, mommy's going to benefit you on the other side, So
I had a question. At what age do you think kids are able to mentally receive what you're giving them, and be able to, continue to move on from after that?
So I recommend, a lot of people say start talking to your kids about money when they're like 3 years old. Okay, fine. Yes, you can talk. I think having discussions about money, having them understand, no, mommy has this much money to spend and this is all mommy's spending. Or no, we're not going to do that because mommy's saving money for something else. We're in order for us to go on vacation in June, we can't spend money on these kinds of things right now. So having those kinds of conversations is good. High school though, yeah. Or whenever you notice that your kids are starting to earn income, however they are, whether it's selling candy out of the duffel bag at school. Do people say duffel bag? I don't know. But selling candy, or if they're babysitting, as soon as your kid has some type of income, it's time. It's time to sit down, discipline. What are your financial goals? Make sure that they have their accounts set up. Do you have a savings account and a checking account? Is there an online savings account that you don't really have easy access to, that you should be putting money aside for? It's time to start really having those conversations. And then absolutely do not let your kid go off to college or move out on their own until you've had the sit down, the Bill Cosby and Theo sit down and conversation with the Monopoly money, and figure out what does life really look like. And then you have to have those difficult conversations.
Yeah. So a lot of times as parents, I've noticed too, like you get bad advice from people, like even your peers or people that's older than you. That I had a buddy, like I've got my first credit card, and he was like, "Oh man, you know what you could do? You get another credit card, and you can use that card, pay off that card, and use that card to pay off that card." And I'm like, "That's probably why you ain't got a damn credit card right now."
I was gonna say, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Like watch, look and see how my pastor says that. That's not mine. But like look at how they're living. Do they have the things? Do they own a home, or are they paying rent? Do they have a beat up car that they can never pay the repairs for? Are they always out of gas? Like if those things, you know what I mean? If they're constantly at Taco Bell because they don't know to go to the grocery store and buy food, or think about their lifestyle. Is that somebody that you want to take financial advice from? Yeah.
Right.
And let me tell you, brothers, there's no excuse at this point, at this time, with the way fintech is and digital, access is. There's so many free resources out there. There's no reason that people shouldn't understand how credit works or how budgeting works. Like you can literally Google search it. And
would you be able to refer to our viewers, I guess, a app for them to be able to get their credit established for free?
So one of my favorite websites is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Oh my gosh, did that right there? Yeah, I did that right. CFPB. Yeah. CFPB has it's a government entity, I guess. But their job is to educate consumers on their personal finances. They're also advocates. So if you have issues with your creditors, like you're having a problem, people are not removing stuff, or you feel like you've been bamboozled in some way, they're advocates. They'll help you. They're like the only people that I know that are out there really trying to help people, and everything's free.
So that's cfpb.gov?
Yeah. Oh, I put it in the chat. You guys can't see my chat? You can't see it?
Let me see. I see it. The private chat. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is a
Okay.
show. This is a show where
Okay.
for
No, it's
everybody.
all good. It's all good. Yeah, you can. But if you drop at cfpb.gov, that's a great place to just get resources, and everything is free. You can get like workbooks. You can get
Oh wow.
kid workbooks. Like just if you want to read to your kid about money, it's super easy, and you can order everything. They ship it and everything for free. They got
Oh wow.
flashcards, notebooks, budgeting journals. Like you can get a journal
Wow.
to track your budget, the credit, taxes,
For
anything that has to
free,
do with your
folks.
money for
It's for
free.
free. For free.
Yeah. And I've been to the CFPB headquarters in Washington, D.C. Those people are legit. And I've worked with them for years. And they're really, 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 and there's phone number. You can call people. You can actually talk to people too, which is really cool. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Ooh,
that's what I would do.
cool. Do you have an do you share or do you have an online course with this?
With what?
Teaching the financial program or something like that.
Oh, Floyd.
Uh-oh.
I've been saying I was working on it for a long time.
You're working on it.
I've been doing so much work with Usher's New Look, trying to build out their program that I really haven't had an opportunity to create my own side, just Jessica.
Okay.
But I'm working on it. But
Okay.
for right now, I just I answer people's calls. People like you that say, I just want to have a discussion on money. I get calls all the time from people, different organizations or groups or clubs or job places, workplaces. We just want you to come talk to our staff about money. Okay. And then that's what I do.
Okay.
But I don't have a curriculum. And I honestly, I told Marlon years ago, I don't know if selling curriculum is really where I don't feel like God really has put me in that place right now. Right now, I think that the information that I've learned so much and grown so much that I just like giving it
Yeah.
and sharing it with whoever. I want to talk about money all day, every day.
Okay.
Ask me a question, I'm gonna talk about it. So
Okay. How about like a YouTube? Like I know we go to YouTube, you can find videos on it. Have you ever tried or wanted to do any of that?
I mean, push me to the edge, you guys. But I recorded like 8 videos a few
Okay.
weeks ago, and I never uploaded them.
Okay.
Chicken nugget.
Seriously, I know. And everyone keeps asking me too, like, when are you gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
But you know what? This is something that it's kind of. I mean, like a lot of times people just have knowledge and like to you it's just so natural. Like okay, I have it, but really to a lot of people it's like discovering a whole new universe.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
there's been so many times. Like I remember a friend of mine. She used to work for X-rated company, but this is she was the bookkeeper. And one time she was going with me to the guy's house, but he was starting his own line of production as far as making X-rated movies. And but the thing was like when she was explaining it, me and him was there like because it was so natural to her, but to us it was just like a whole new universe, like just wow, like oh. And she was like, "Oh, if you just do this with Quick, you can use QuickBooks, and that'll be easy. You can keep your finances from." And I'm like, I'm glad this ain't my company, but he was there like, we both was like,
Mhm.
but so that's why it's a good thing just to educate people and let them know because it's so many people who they might even look like they got things together have no idea
Right.
that they could be so much more.
Yes.
They just manage those finances in a little bit better.
That's exactly when you said when did I realize? That's what I mean. It was like I realized, wait a minute, we could be doing so much more. We are so behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I was. It was a whole new language. It was a whole new experience. I was like, oh my God, ask the kids. I was literally and I haven't really stopped being enthusiastic about it. It's just like a whole nother world opened up. And so that's why, and that's probably another reason that I struggle with like trying to come up with what I feel like I need to share with the world. It's like everybody's at a different place. Everybody's on a different place in their, journey. People have different questions. I don't necessarily love working with adults because y'all are so stuck in your ways, and it's kind of hard to get you to stop doing things that way and start doing it this way. And so I like talking to kids because I can just come with real basic information, which is the same information some of the parents need, but some real basic information, and then get you, just starting to do the right thing. We're trying to start them to, I just want them to have healthy money habits. I want them to create habits that come with saving and good reputation, managing your credit, investing in yourself, realizing that you're more than your bills, that kind of stuff, right?
Yep, man, that's great
So,
stuff to hear. Cool.
Beautiful.
Any other questions, brothers? Or
No, that was awesome. I got my notes.
okay,
You know,
all right.
I'm ready. I'm ready
that's
to
what I
take over
do,
the world now.
JC.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's what I do. I love that.
so I know one of our topics. Let's move on to the along the same lines, the financial control in relationships. Let's speak on that for a minute. As far as financial control, I know sometimes there's, if I remember correctly, there's a spender, there's a saver, and two different sides. Um, who is responsible? Some people feel like, oh, the man of the house should be responsible for all the bills, and he's responsible for all the money. The woman shouldn't deal with it. What's your opinion or your take on that, and what do you teach to the youth about financial control in relationships?
First of all, I never have to talk about that because our youth are like in high school and early college. And so we haven't even gotten to that.
Okay.
Second of all, I would say whoever's more responsible with the money. But what I found, because y'all know Marlon and his money, he does not play, right?
Okay.
Can I be transparent? I hope it's okay. I hope this is
Wait,
okay.
wait, wait, wait. For one, all right, we on the show. Marlene's her husband, and we're all friends from a long time ago. I mean, this is just like the new viewers. I'm sure a lot of people like, who the hell is
Yeah.
Marlene? Who is this? Stuff like that. Oh yeah,
Yeah, Marlon.
we all grew up together.
Right. So there's two things that I would say, and this is hindsight. This is hindsight, right? Number one is he is really serious about his money. And I would say it's important that when you're together and you're in a relationship, that it's important that you teach the other person. If like I didn't really understand money when we first got married. So perhaps maybe he could have shared more as opposed to just taking control of the money. It would have been more of like a teachable moment, right? Like, dude, or not dude, but honey, I want you to be on the same level as me. Like, we need to do this together, right? So if it's a relationship, there should be some shared goals. I don't think having one person taking control of everything is going to be beneficial, because the other person is be like, well, that person got it because they're really good with money, and so I can go over here and do whatever I want because this person's in charge of all. Like, I don't think that works. I think I know now that I'm getting up in years, I have a lot of married friends, and the ones that I think are most successful are the ones that sit down, have financial goals, sit down and have, budget meetings together, track their spending together, acknowledge this is going good and this isn't going good. Here's what we want to do. And when you talk about, I mean, I have one girlfriend, they planned their whole year of travel, which is super fun, right? But they were like, wow, we have a lot of things on the calendar. But now throughout the year, the two of them together are saying, we're going to be more conscious about our spending because together we know these are the things that we have planned to do in the coming months. And I mean, doesn't that just seem more peaceful as opposed to one person being like the stringent one? Oh, I'm going to hold all the money because I got to plan, I got to pay for all this stuff. And the other one like could care less because there's no shared goals. There's no shared responsibility. So that's my take. That's what.
No, I believe in each one teach one. What did I do? Where I go? Where I go? Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's better like that because it becomes kind of a hassle for one party to constantly handle the whole weight of that situation. Um, even when it comes to doing bills. Like I said, me and my wife, we always crack it right down the middle.
Hmm.
I think if the relationship supposed to be 50-50, then yeah, I think it should be split right up the gut for the simple reason that'll give me a little time to save, and that'll give her a little time to save, and that'll kind of erase the negative thoughts of, oh, where'd that money go, or 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 you had that money in the account, now it's only so much in the account, where did all the money go? So I think when it comes to the bills being done in the household, she have her bank account, I have my bank account. I don't need to know what's going on in her bank account until she's short on rent. When you're short on rent, then yeah, I think we need to have a little bit of discussion and find out what we can do about that situation to get that situation fixed. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
when it comes to the financial thing, I think it works better like that for me.
And
Absolutely.
I know you deal with a lot with the youth, but as far as back to the relationship part for the future, do you like give like there was a comedian TK Kirkland. He said that a man shouldn't even think about starting a relationship or as far particularly marriage to a woman unless you got $10,000 saved up into a savings account. Now, as far as being financially prepared towards marriage, do you teach anything on that or go into details about that?
No, everything that I teach is personal financial management,
Okay, personal
right?
financial management.
Like taking care of your own, being responsible, being aware of all of the things that are going. And really, honestly,
Yeah.
my man could bring $10,000 to the table, but if his credit is tanked,
Uh-huh.
that's that 10,000 is a wash, right?
Okay.
And so I would much rather know that I have a financially responsible mate partner than
Yeah.
just somebody that stores up a whole bunch of money, because they could have a whole bunch of money saved and their credit is run up all the way maxed out. So
Okay.
um
You, you know what's funny? It's weird, but it's true. Like how like you don't get approved for stuff because of your credit, but if you just want to be honest with it, your credit does say a lot about
of course it does. It
you.
literally, yes,
Yeah,
100%.
this was something that it never sunk into me as a young man. It just never has, and never gave it a thought. Because like I remember one time I was getting some furniture when I moved to my house. It was like, and they were running my credit. They was like, "Yeah, Mr. Johnson, you have no credit." And it was really like, "How did you do that? How all these years?" Because I used to always pay cash with everything, and I never established credit. And it was like, "You have no." He was like, "You have no credit." And then I'm like, "Ain't that good?" And it wasn't.
That's
But
what I
yeah,
thought.
Because you don't
yeah,
have,
that's what
you have no reputation. They don't know what to do with you. They don't know if they can
right.
trust you
They
or
don't know
not.
who you are.
Exactly.
They don't know who you are.
And I think when we deal with credit as
I
young
was
people,
invisible. No, I'm
we're
just
looking at our we're looking at our credit with that one creditor, and we think, okay, well, that's how I treated, this one creditor, and maybe I didn't pay this bill, but I'm gonna do right by this one. It's kind of like a relationship,
yeah.
right? Okay, you think that you and this one girl, okay, maybe you did her wrong, right? And so then you go over and you say, but I'm gonna do right by this girl because she's beautiful and she's real nice. I'm gonna do right by her. But the problem is this girl might meet this girl and they're gonna talk. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you have a reputation. And that's what credit is really just, we'll give you the debt, but are you gonna pay it back? And if you
That's
said, if according to your credit report, you've never paid anybody back on time, you're not a person of your word. Why should they
mm,
trust you with money now? What?
that was a good analogy. That happened to me too. That was a good like see you broke that down. That made it kind of simple. Like sometimes you gotta translate that to people in a way they can understand it. That made a lot of sense. It's like two of your exes and y'all like, uh-huh. Oh yeah, he did this to me, girl. He was yeah, that's kind
Mm-hmm,
of cool. I like
mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
So um as far as reading your bio, it says you help youth with startups. Is that like starting up a business or Okay, can you explain?
Yeah, I mean, I had some of the best opportunities working with these kids and building businesses. And I'm actually launching a youth business accelerator in the fall with Usher's New Look. Cannot wait for that. So that'll be coming down. I do a lot of entrepreneurship workshops, but the idea is to teach the youth how to prepare to be real business people. I don't know about y'all, but back when I was younger, 10, 11, 12, I recycled newspapers. I was a babysitter. I had Saturday garage sales. I baked cookies. What else did I do? I did so much, and I didn't realize that I was a serial entrepreneur. No one talked to me and said, this is a business. You know what you're doing. I was just doing things, and as soon as the money came in, the money went out. And I never thought about like investing a portion of my business, of the money that I make, back into my business. I never thought about other streams of income. What else can my business do? You know, I just never thought like that. So the idea is teaching you. That's great that you make amazing cupcakes, or you shred jeans, or you make lip gloss, or whatever. But what else can you do? And are you using that money? Are you pricing your products right? A lot of youth they're quick to sell everything for $5, which means that they don't make any money off of it. So talking to youth about making sure that they're pricing their items right. Are you advertising and marketing to the right people? Or are you just advertising to grandmom and them, or your friends at your school, when there's all kinds of people out there that really want your product? So really giving them the same information that adults need to run their business, but doing it on a much smaller level. But it really teaches them. The youth that I work with, they're serial entrepreneurs. Like, they get it, it clicks, and then they start creating other businesses. Yeah.
Focus up, focus up, focus up, focus up.
Right.
Drop that knowledge. Yes.
Yeah.
Drop that horn, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's
Right,
right.
wake
That's
up
right.
over there, bro.
That's right.
So do you have
That's
a
right.
physical location that you work out of, or how does that work?
I mean, Usher's New Look is headquartered in Atlanta, but I'm pretty much virtual. I just go wherever.
Okay.
So yeah, you can't like come to see me on a Monday at 9 a.m. I'm not gonna be nowhere. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in my house. Sorry. But no, I mean, I'm easy to access on Instagram. I am Jessica365 because you can always count on me. I'm always I'm always here.
Okay.
So I am Jessica360. I am Jessica365 on Instagram and LinkedIn, Jessica Washington, Facebook, Jessica Washington. I'm not on Facebook though, so I don't bother. Yeah, I mean,
Jessica 365.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
He said, "Do I have a physical location?" Yes, Jaywalk. I mean, Floyd. I got an office, and you can come sit there and talk to me about money. No, pretty much. I work by my phone and my computer. So the college students literally will call me. I get a phone call at least once a day from a college student. Sometimes I've gotten calls from kids at the bank when they're opening up their first credit card. The banker does not make sense, Miss Jessica. I don't know what they're talking about. Can you please talk to them? Whatever. Or I'm on my way to, I'm getting my first paycheck, and what am I supposed to do with it, Miss Jessica? I forgot, whatever. So I get a lot of phone calls like that, or emails and things like that. But it's a lot of fun.
Cool. When should a child first open their bank account, or when should a parent open a bank account for their child?
A lot of parents have bank accounts for their kids, and the kids don't know it. Or they know that they have a bank account and don't have any access to it. I would, again, as soon as you see that your youth is asking for things, like they want you to buy them these Air Force Ones or whatever the thing is that they want, talk to them about, okay, you need to put some money in the savings. I know my nephew is 8, and he's had a bank account for 2 years. Okay. And he budgets his allowance. He has an Excel spreadsheet, and he budgets. My sister and my brother-in-law give him money, and he budgets how much he gets to spend at Target, because he loves Target. He loves Legos, so he has a little allowance for Target. He also has a stockpile trading account. So online, every time he gets to that, whatever is $40, $50, he can buy more shares of Target and Apple. That's what he buys, Target and Apple, which is great. I mean, who doesn't want Apple shares? So as soon as you start talking about something with money, they need to start, okay, I remember I took my daughter to Walmart one time, and she was like, oh, I need some clothes. And I was like, okay, you're gonna buy clothes here? Okay. I mean, whatever. She was like, yeah, it's really cute. Anyway, she's walking around. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. She's walking around and she's loading up the cart with just clothes. And I didn't love them, but I was like, okay, whatever. She's buying them. And so I was like, okay, how much money did you bring? And she was like, I didn't bring my wallet. And I was like, what? I'm not buying all this stuff. I thought you had money. So all of a sudden she was like, okay, I have money, but and I said, well, you can pay me back when we get home. So when I said that, she went and put all these clothes back because she was like, well, if I'm spending my own money.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I think maybe she was 10, 12, something like that.
Just like
That would have got
that's
me
when-
every time. That would have got
That's
me
when she
every
thought.
time.
That's when she
Yeah.
thought money flew off trees, huh?
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Didn't we all? That's why I'm like, just flip the script just a little bit. And you don't have to be all well versed. Just the simple stuff. Like, you want this? Okay, what are you going to do for it? Are you, that's why we came up with the chores and stuff like that, which I didn't pay my kids for chores, but some parents are like, a chore chart. I'm gonna give you this money, you're gonna have an allowance. And some of that stuff works, some of it doesn't, but just start having the dialogue. You don't have to know everything, but just start having the conversation with them, and then point them in the right direction. You can point them.
I had a question.
Okay.
Now, teaching minorities compared to teaching well-off kids,
Yeah.
who takes the information better and who really reflects that information?
Let me tell you something. I think you might be surprised at this. So there was a high school that I was teaching that was all well-to-do a couple of years ago. And what I found is they were intrigued by what I was teaching because they realized that their parents were wealthy, but they weren't. And they realized, wow, my parents have all this money, but I honestly don't know what to do with it. Like when I graduate and I move on, like I won't know necessarily how to manage it, right? So they were really intrigued and really listening. And a lot of them were clearly not in touch with any personal financial habits. They had credit cards, their parents' credit cards, and they were allowed to just spend. Like there wasn't a lot of lessons. And I guess they were going to lean on their parents' wealth to kind of get them out of trouble as they went on. Teaching underserved, usually minority, and the youth I typically serve with Usher's New Look is minority, typically just Black and brown. It's a survival mechanism. They want to learn this information because they're like, and that's how we start with, what's your money story and what are you most afraid of when it comes to money? And they all say the same thing. I'm scared to be broke. I'm scared to live paycheck to paycheck like my parents. They fear living like their parents. And I know one of my kids, I'm not gonna say which one of them, said that they wanted to be everything that me and Marlon want. Like not in a mean way, not in a mean. I took it as motivation, but he was like, "No, y'all struggled, and I don't want to have that struggle."
Okay.
My son that's in the Army said that. He said, if I don't own a house by the time I'm 29, I'm gonna feel like I failed. I'm looking at him like, just slap you upside your head. What you trying to say, fool?
Don't be offended. That means
I'm listening, but
that means that not only have they seen you make the mistakes, but they also realize that there's another way. And I think that's the big takeaway, is that not only do the parents need to realize, I'm going to say we, not you guys, but we have made a lot of financial mistakes. But my testimony is that it is never too late to get your shit straight.
Right.
It's never too late. You can literally Monday morning, because the banks are closed already today and they're going to be closed tomorrow. Starting Monday morning, if you start doing right, I'm telling you, you can see your credit can in 6 months, you can see a huge impact in your life just by getting right. So I think that that's important.
I had one other question, right? Because I know their teachings between teaching well-off kids and teaching minorities got to be different, right? Because teaching minorities, they don't have no money, so how can you teach them how to manage it compared to teaching when we come from nothing? How you able to teach a kid that's coming from nothing to manage something?
Let me tell you what I teach the ones that they think are coming from nothing. what's our spending power as of like Wednesday? That they just announced it. It was like $1.8 trillion Black
Community.
spending power.
Yeah. Okay.
Blacks, we come from nothing. We
Yeah.
come from $1.8 trillion in spending power. We have major money. The problem is they don't see this is my key lesson. They don't understand the value of a dollar. They think those that are underserved or underrepresented or come from poverty mindset, they think because I don't have $10,000 in the bank or because I don't live like that person, then I don't have anything or I'm not making enough. This is only $20. What am I going to do with $20? You can do a lot with $20. Open your bank account with that $20, right? Like start somewhere with that $20. And that's so that's my lesson is I don't care where you come from. I don't care how little you think you have enough to get started. If you just value the dollar that you have, value every single dollar. And a portion, I put this on everything. A portion of every dollar that you earn needs to be invested back into you. And when you start thinking of that, it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Mr. JC. Hey, Mr. JC, Jessica just ran the fade with you.
I love it. I'm trying to get this information right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Good. I had my question was, dang, I missed it. Okay. You said something earlier. I'm trying to remember what it was. God, let me move on to my next question was the stock market. Do you teach about like Bitcoin and the stock market in your financial classes?
So I'm in school, I'm pursuing my master's degree in fintech and digital currency, cryptocurrency. So I'm not teaching it as of yet. I'm working, my business partner and I, Young Wall Street, we do trading workshops, but only in Memphis and Atlanta right now. So sorry, LA, you can't do that right now. But so I'm not an expert.
Okay.
I'm just not, and I really like to stay in my lane.
Yeah. Cool.
So I have an investment portfolio. I trade on the stock market, but not in a sense where I want to start teaching it to people.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
And I'm okay to say that.
Great information.
Now you want to talk to me about credit and budgeting and saving and investing beyond the stock market? Then yes, but other stuff no.
Okay.
Buy a little bit of everything. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got any other questions, brothers, for the sister?
I mean, I can go on. We only got so much time left. Let me get one more question in though. At what point do you think a person should say they're financially well off?
That's so personal. First of all, you should have some financial goals set. What is it that you're trying to do? When can you afford? To me, being financially well off means that you don't have to go to work and you're not looking for that paycheck to take care of your lifestyle. And so I did a financial plan for my retirement about 6 weeks ago that I worked on my own, just looking at what do I want my life to look like and when do I want to not be. What do I want my financial life to look like? What is my lifestyle? Being able to travel around and do the things that I want to do. How do I keep living like Jessica without being attached to a paycheck? I shouldn't need a paycheck to do it. But that's literally me. That's my well off. So I don't need millions and millions of dollars. I need a certain amount that I've decided I need each year. And I probably live to be 102. So as long as I have that much money, I'm good.
So would you say not living paycheck to paycheck would be the idea?
Beyond paycheck to paycheck, like I don't want to need a check at all. I want to have enough investments and residual income from real estate investing, or however I decide I want to do it, whether it's my mutual funds, whatever I have, dividends coming in, that is taking care of my income. I shouldn't have to go to work.
I think a lot of people like it might be people that's got millions and billions. They probably feeling like, man, I'm behind. It kind of depends on the person and who you are and what you feel is being comfortable. But sometimes being comfortable is too comfortable.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Cool, cool.
So just don't live somebody else's dream, you know?
Don't live someone else's dreams.
Don't do that. Don't live somebody else's whatever. I don't, Tyler Perry lives down the street. And I don't need 100 acres. I just don't. I don't need a private driveway all the way to my house. I just don't. I don't need, what does he have, 100 rooms or something? Like, it's a palace, but I don't need that. So that's not my financial goal. That's not in my plans anywhere. I know the lifestyle I want to live and what I want to be able to leave my children.
Hey, I'm here. I'm in a 4-bedroom house by myself, and I'll be like, man, this house is too small for me. I need, you know what I mean? It's too small. No room. I don't have no room.
That sounds like you need to have a yard sale. I'm kind of a minimalist, sort of. I like minimal. I don't need a lot. So,
So being that you work with Mr. Usher Raymond, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Usher or Chris Brown?
Oh, well, neither are my favorite artists.
Where's my pillow, Mr. Floyd? Come here. Come here. Put your head right
I think they're both really great. They're great performers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know much about Chris Brown except for the mess he got in with Rihanna. So I don't know. I know what Usher stands for. I know what his organization does. I know he lives it, breathes it, respects it, appreciates us, and so I have mad respect for him.
Cool.
For sure.
You know what would be real nice?
What?
If we can possibly get him on the show one day.
I mean, I doubt it. I don't know. Yeah, that would be dope. But
JC's a big fan.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh
that.
yeah, I am.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I live for
him. Right. Well,
you never know. Never know.
Hey, line them up. I'm gonna knock them down, brother.
All right. Well, Miss Jessica, we really appreciate you coming on our show today. You shared a lot of great information, and we greatly appreciate it. And this will be like archived to Facebook and YouTube, and everybody will be able to go back and look it up and get some information, great information. Thank you again.
Well, good. I hope I didn't disappoint. I was under a lot of pressure this morning. Like, ooh,
no, this is awesome. This is cool.
Well, thank you guys. Love you all. I miss you guys, and it was great to connect today. So thank you.
Well, you
take care to the family.
Enjoy your weekend.
Nice seeing you again. Focus up. Focus up.
All right.
Check the website.
That's right. Like and share for us, baby. That's right.
Yes. Subscribe. Donate too. It's all possible.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Let's stay on. Are we done?
Yeah.
No.
We got like 3 minutes left or something. 2 minutes left or something.
Yep.
I mean, are you cutting the show? I'm talking about the show.
No, we got 3 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh, I want to send out another shout out to Disney Magical Adventures. Appreciate the support out there. He's on YouTube, Instagram, all the other social media websites, as well as my boy Kilo 2 and my boy Nola J. You can find their music on Instagram. I mean, they can find their music on Spotify and all the other music platforms as well. Tidal, all that old good old stuff. Nola J, NOLAJ and Kilo 2.
Cool.
Put that out there.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Tunnel Vision. Hey, Tanisha.
Hey. You still owe me that. You owe me lunch, Tanisha. You owe me lunch. I ain't forgot.
Man. Cool. So, cool. That was a good show, man. Great stuff. Talked about.
We didn't touch on a lot as far as like.
But that's good though. That gave us some more of the dialogue on next time.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So we can say those next 2 topics for next week.
Cool.
Yeah, put it back in the clip. Just
there you go.
Save that clip right there.
All right. So you gonna do the outro, JC, or just?
Just want to thank everybody for coming out, doing the Focus Up show, and we can get some of that outro music, but maybe we might not get that outro music.
I gotta set that up.
But we're gonna keep it moving. And appreciate everybody coming out. viewing us today. Please like and share. And like my boy said, we always taking donations. Um, anybody want to be a viewer? Be a guest on the show. You can always tap into the website, or email one of us, or text one of us. We'll gladly have you on the show.
Facebook,
Facebook,
Facebook, and
Instagram,
Instagram, and
Twitter,
Instagram.
Twitter. We on all platforms. You want to tap in? You want to be on the show? Just give us a holler. We'll make it happen.
All right, thank y'all for joining us. We're out.
Focus
Peace.
up.